Anthropology museums have always been one of my favorite types of museums to visit. So when I went to Mexico City, I knew I had to take a day to visit the National Museum of Anthropology. And of course, it did not disappoint. With such a rich cultural history to showcase and such grandiose contemporary architecture doing the showcasing, you can't have a better day in Mexico City than one spent at the National Museum of Anthropology. In this video, I'll take you through all the information you need to maximize your experience at the National Museum of Anthropology in Mexico City, starting with how to get there. Unlike Teotihuacan and Xochimilco, the Anthropological Museum is located just a short drive away from Mexico City's historic center at Bosque de Chapultepec. It's going to be about 30 to 35 minutes regardless of whether you take a taxi or the city's bus rapid transit system. So our advice is to just make a judgment call based on your group size and where you're located in the city. The site is open from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 days a week. Go any day you'd like, but if you want to avoid crowds, consider arriving early and try to avoid Sundays when Mexican residents are granted free admission. Entry costs 64 pesos or about $4 US. Unlike Teotihuacan, the Anthropology Museum does have a fully fledged website that you can use to peruse the exhibits, buy tickets, and plan out your trip. You can also book a tour from a third-party site, but that depends on how you like to visit museums. We decided to arrive just after lunch and wandered around until it was nearly dinner time. This was awesome, but if you're in a bit of a time crunch, consider booking a tour, as it will probably be a more efficient way to ensure you hit all the museum's highlights. If you don't want to book a tour, but are still in a time crunch, consider beelining straight to the museum's Aztec and Mayan halls, which are the most popular and contain many of the museum's world-famous pieces. The site is laid out such that the ground floors are dedicated to pre-Hispanic Mexico, whereas the upper levels show how Mexico's indigenous descendants live today. There's a lot of explanatory text in English throughout the entire museum, but to make more sense of the site, there are free 1-hour guided English tours offered every day except Sunday. You can find these near the entrance, and reservations are recommended. And there you have it. That's all the information you need to begin planning a visit to Mexico City's National Museum of Anthropology. Stick around for another video where we're going to discuss the top exhibits and attractions in the museum. Let us know in the comments sections if you've been to the Anthropological Museum. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and have a great week.
Really need to leave yourself all day if you want to check this place out. There's so much cool stuff to see here. It is so worth a visit when you're in Mexico City. And unfortunately, we just didn't get here with enough time left in the day to really explore and do all that we wanted to do here, but we did get to see quite a bit of the cool stuff.